Welcome back to the part 2 of our Introduction to Biology Bio 112 online summer course. We started out by going through Blackboard and the first half of the syllabus. Now we'll hit the second half of the syllabus. Here we'll start with the KCTCS institutional policies for student conduct. So first, plagiarism and cheating. Being that this is an online class, there's a lot of ways that you could plagiarize or cheat. And for any of those, you will receive a 0 for the whole assignment. So what plagiarism and cheating are: representing others' ideas as your own or copying others. So when you're answering your questions on your homework in their essays, if you're citing a source, if you're using the book or an internet site, you need to reference it. You need to cite that you're getting it from there. Otherwise, everything in there should be your own words, your own ideas. I realize that for biology, you're not going to be able to word things terribly different from anything else out there, but you still need to try to put it in your own words. Simply changing a few words to synonyms is not right. Okay, and they have this part called the student co-responsibility portion. There, I don't need to know if two students have the same work, I don't need to know who was the original creator and who copied. They both get 0s, doesn't matter. If you feel that you have been discriminated against in some way, please go to Mr. Kyle Barron. His contact information is there. Students with ADA, if you have some sort of documented disability, you need to go see Pam Bull. Her number is there. I will treat everyone exactly the same unless you've been approved for different procedures like extended testing time through disability services. Okay, math and science division policies, email etiquette. This one is really important, especially for an online class. Most of the times, the only way that I will know you is based on your emails that you send me. And whether we like it or not, our emails can be taken in positive or negative ways. So it's important for you, becoming a professional soon, to write professional emails. You need to make sure you address me, use full sentences, and if somebody says please and thank you, it does reflect well upon them. If somebody demands something of me really quick, even if they don't necessarily mean it that way, I can take it that way if they don't write a proper email. I have students who I know and I really like, and sometimes in their emails they don't come across the same way they do in person. So make sure you think about what you're saying to me and anyone else that you're writing an email to. Important notes: use your KCTCS email. When I get emails from different titles that I don't recognize, it's hard to know who they're from. And allow at least 48 hours notice for a response. And that's during normal office hours, Monday through Friday. Weekends, don't expect a quick email. Okay, and this cartoon is a little harsh, but I think it gets the point across about how to write an email. Oftentimes seeing people do a poor job makes you realize what you need to do better. Okay, course time management. So this is an all online course and it's a shortened semester. The general rule of thumb is for every 2 hours you're supposed to spend in class, you should be spending twice as much on homework, which can mean up to 35 hours total for a 3-credit class. If you were to do that full time, you would be spending 27 hours a week on this course. I really don't think it will be that much, but it will not be nothing. You need to make sure that you have at least 5 hours a week, if not more, to be devoted to this class. If you'd like to be very successful, it should probably be about 10 to 15 hours. And keep in mind, ask questions. Ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. If you don't understand something, I am more than happy to clarify. Just let me know. If you're having technical difficulties, if you don't understand the material, I would be happy to either, Skype with you or answer through email so that we can meet or meet in my office with you if that works as well. you are struggling, this class is so short, you need to get help right away. Okay, let's go on to my policies. So here's the approximate breakdown of our points. You'll see the most points is your homework. If you do your homework, there is no reason you should not get at least a C in the class when you attempt everything. Your homework you should be able to get almost 100% on every time. I'll have quizzes for you to do on mastering. After we've covered the chapters 1 week, the next week you'll be quizzed over it. About halfway through the course, there'll be a little mini quiz asking who's your proctor. Basically, I want to make sure that you've scheduled your proctored exam. And then your final exam will be the proctored portion, and that will be 200 points as well. So you'll need to have a fair understanding of the material. Grade calculations, general normal grading. I do not round final grades. Okay. After you have completed an assignment or exam, grades will be posted within 8 to 10 business days after the due date. After the due date. If you go through and do all the chapter assignments in the first week, do not expect the last chapter assignments to be graded until right after they're due. Then 8 to 10 days after they're due. Okay. And then if you look between when you completed them in the MyLabs Plus and your Blackboard grade, it does take a while to transfer over. So please be patient. But if you're seeing it not change over time, let me know. Okay. If you cheat, if I have found you cheating, it will be a failing grade for the assignment. There is no extra credit for this course because most of the coursework is if you put in the effort, you will do really well. There will be a survey at the end of the course looking at teaching, how the course is run, getting your feedback, and that will be extra credit. But you shouldn't depend on that. You need to do your homework on time all the time. One policy for our school is that students need to be active in their course within the first week. Otherwise, I have to report you as a no-show, and then you won't get your financial aid for the course, and they won't charge you for it. So you need to complete that introductory syllabus quiz on mastering MyLabs Plus by this Thursday, May 21st, after the course has started. You must complete this or be dropped from the class. Withdrawal policy we discussed, June 1st. You can withdraw until then. After that point, you'll get a failing grade. Now we'll cover the exams and assignments. Generally, during a normal semester course, we have multiple exams. This course, shortened semester, you will only have your final, and that will have to be proctored. It'll be given through Blackboard, and you'll have a 2-hour time limit. You need to do this at a proctored site. Quizzes. Each week after we've covered the material, the next week you'll have a quiz over it. And how this works is there's a pool of questions. And you can take the test as many times as you like. Each time 20 of those questions will be asked. So if you don't like your score, you can do it again. And you can keep trying and getting new questions, some you've seen, until you do really well. And then chapter assignments, those are also located on the Mastering Biology MyLabs Plus. Each assignment will be based approximately 20 points. You can see anywhere between like 5 and 40, depending on how much material we cover. Some chapters will barely skim, whereas others will go really in depth, and that will change the number of questions needed. Discussion boards. We'll have a couple discussion board assignments. The first one will be this first week as an introduction, so that myself and the other students can get to know each other. I want to know who you are, what you're interested in, what you like about biology. You can check out the discussion link on Blackboard. And attendance. You need to be putting forth effort every week, working on things if you expect to do well in the course. Late work policy. On Blackboard, I discussed in the first video that each day the homework is late, it reduces the score by 20%. After that point, I will not accept any late work. So you need to make sure that you are staying on top of it. So Blackboard and MyLabs Plus go through Eastern time. And with that, all of your deadlines will be Eastern time. Okay, so it'll be an hour earlier Central time. So when I say things are due Sundays at midnight Eastern time, it would be 11 p.m. Central time for full credit. So make sure you keep that in mind while you're working. Okay, and here's our course agenda. So you've got the week, what we're doing, and the homework. If it has an MB, that's Mastering Biology, the MyLabs Plus. If it has a BB, that's on Blackboard. So this first week, you'll do the Getting Started Introduction chapter, and then Chemistry. That Sunday, by midnight Eastern time, you have had to have completed all the assignments on the calendar for that day. Week 2, we've got several chapters here. Don't get too overwhelmed. I think I probably have about 4 slides on chapter 6 and 7 combined. So we won't go very in depth on them at all. They don't really count as a full chapter. I tried to spread it out so that we'd have even material each week. We'll start out small, look at molecules, the cell, and then we'll get into DNA and inheritance genetics. And then we'll get big picture, populations, ecology, some really fun stuff there. And then at the end, the last week, week 5, June 15th to 19th, you have to have completed your proctored exam. I will have it available early if you've been working ahead, but you must for sure complete it by the 19th. After that point, I will freeze Blackboard, freeze the course so that you can't do anything else, and we'll work on getting final grades submitted. Okay? And you'll do your second Blackboard a reflection discussion. Other things to note here, this is the first time that I've taught this online course, as I mentioned before, so I will be working really hard to get everything up there and ready to go for you. I will definitely have everything up and posted at least a week in advance. I will try to do better than that, but that's all I can promise at this time. Okay, so now that you've watched this, what you can do is you can go into Mastering and you can get started. You can register, go into the MyLabs Plus or Mastering, look at your homework assignments there. You can introduce yourself on the discussion board, and then you can go through, get the Chapter 1 PowerPoint video started, and get started on that homework as well. I wish you the best of luck, and I really am here to help. I want you to be successful, so if you're really struggling with anything, please let me know, because if you are, I'm sure others are too, and I can learn from that as well. Okay. You do need to be on top of things. Set out a calendar. Set aside time. Say, this is time I'm devoting every week to this homework assignment. And don't have it be Sundays at 9 p.m. right before your assignments are due. You will not get done in time. Get a schedule and stick to it. If you can get that started the first week, it'll be easier to carry through the rest of the weeks. Bye.